What?
So Chris has something amazing, and we're at an old place, and it's silver.
Oh my God, look at this. 1776.
Come on. Is it 1776?
I'm shaking.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, hey folks, my name is Brad. If you happen to be new to my videos, I explore the mountains of Vermont searching for treasure with my metal detector. And today I am joined by my best friend, Chris. And together we hiked for well over an hour to a place where roads no longer go. We bushwhacked through the Vermont wilderness to find ourselves here. Right over my shoulder over here is an old stone foundation from a home where nobody has lived or likely even visited in over 200 years. And today we have brought our metal detectors to hopefully find a few treasures in the ground. Now, if this happens to be one of the first of my videos that you've seen, I publish one of these every single Friday. So if you like what you see here today, consider hitting that subscribe button or just come on back next week. We're gonna get those metal detectors out, turned on, see what we can find.
All right, first target. Very solid, 75. Piece of a shoe buckle.
Are you serious?
Yeah, first target. And it is beautiful.
Well, I will tell you, when you show up to a new place, you never know what to expect.
Oh my.
Is this, in fact, a cellar hole? If it is, how old is it? Has it ever been metal detected before? But when one of your very first targets ends up being one of these, you know that you're going to hopefully be in for a very good day. This is, of course, one of my absolute favorite things to find metal detecting up here in the mountains of Vermont. It is a colonial shoe buckle. Now, unfortunately, it is only maybe half. It is unfortunately obviously broken, and we are missing all of the interior parts like the fork and the chape, but we can certainly tell what it is. It is a shoe buckle. It's clear that the people here were wearing buckles on their shoes, which was very in fashion at the end of the 1700s and fell out of fashion around 1820. An amazing sign that people were here, living, losing their shoe buckles, and seemingly nobody's metal detected here before because this was a very loud, obvious target. Hopefully the things that we can expect to find here are old colonial buttons, more old colonial buckles. We're always on the lookout for some of those colonial coins. Shoe buckle is a great start.
What'd you get? Definitely old. Definitely old. That's a drawer pull, right?
So I was thinking.
Yeah, there would have been 2 pins on either side. Yeah, we find those sometimes. That's a great sign that...
Site is old.
Well, you know, I was on the fence whether this was a foundation hole or not, because
Yeah.
we haven't really been finding much. But that means they had furniture
Yeah.
with drawers. Seems like somebody was living here for at least some short period of time, which means hopefully there's a few more things to find here. All right, we've got a 62, but there's a lot of iron in here. So it might be part of that iron, but we'll see. Ooh. Another piece of shoe buckle.
Another piece?
Yep. It's very strange though. Oh, I see how it was. We're missing a hinge down here. And then, wow, it is.
Oh my God.
What? So Chris has something amazing, and it's his first, and we're at an old place, and it's silver.
1776.
Come on. Is it 1776?
I'm shaking.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, this thing that Chris just found is what we always hope to find at old places like this up in the mountains. A small silver coin from the 1700s. Now, given that this place was definitely inhabited during the colonial period as well as shortly after, it is not a US coin. And the date is probably the best that you could find. 1776 Spanish half real. So Spanish silver coins were by far the most common silver coin here in the colonies during that time. The half real, like this one, they also had the 1, 2, 4, and 8 real coins getting as big as a silver dollar. This is a half real, but it is an absolutely beautiful one. That 1776 shines bright as day, and on the back, we can see the little M with the circle over the top, which indicates that it was minted in Mexico City. Absolutely beautiful coin, just a little bit jealous, but I'm happy you found it.
Thanks, buddy.
Great find.
So I got this little piece of shoe buckle. It is beautiful, like a nice solid patina on there. So much so it's like shiny. You always hope that the coins and other brass items come out of the ground looking like this. They rarely do. Not quite as cool as Chris's find, but I'm happy with it. Almost. This is the kind of place where every time the metal detector beeps like solidly, it's going to be something old.
Yeah.
There's no trash whatsoever. No pull tabs. There aren't even any shotgun shells or shell casings here. So right here, a nice solid 70. And it's safe to say it's going to be something from the 1700s. You gotta love the targets that are under rocks. How does it get there? There we go, getting closer. It's a button. Oh no, it's not. This is part of that thing that you found earlier, the drawer pull. I think this is an escutcheon behind the pin. This right up against the drawer face with a pin coming out that had a hole in it going sideways to accept the end of Chris's drawer handle pole. Chris just found this.
Covered or something?
Oh wow, it's brass, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't have any idea what that is. I would say it's like a bell, but
It's got the 2 holes. It's confusing.
yeah,
It's like it hung that way.
right. Interesting. I don't have any idea. A colonial mystery. Hot spot. Chris just found a really interesting button with a design I have never seen before. We have a beautiful 80, solid, loud. I don't even think I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna pull the leaves away. Oh my goodness. Think there's gonna be something on them?
Oh, wow.
Well, you probably have a very good idea of what this thing is that I just found because they're relatively unchanged today. This is, of course, a cufflink. And whenever I find a cufflink at an old place like this, I'm always hoping it's going to be the Talio fox hunting cufflinks. I have found actually a couple pairs of those. They were very, very common at the time. But this one, as I'm taking a look at it, actually is a design I have never seen before. Now, I don't think it's necessarily significant in any way. It doesn't represent anything except just a beautiful sun or perhaps flower design. At this time, the end of the 1700s, early 1800s, it was also extremely common for folks to be wearing these holding their front of their collar closed as well. So you wouldn't necessarily have 2 cufflinks, you would just have the single one. I'm wondering if that's what this is because they are so large, so thick. Very often when I find one of these, it's just one of the buttons no longer connected to the other. This is a real great find for me. Awesome.
Low tone, 47. The gold coin I found was a 40. The gold coin I found was a 40. Oh, I see it. It's a gold coin. No, it's broken. Oh, it's got the same pattern yours has. Yeah, I was a little jealous of yours. It does kind of look like a wolf, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's what we'll say it is. Ow!
I'm hitting all.
Chris has something else.
I'm hitting the bucket list today.
Yeah, you're doing good today. Incredible.
That was deep.
For you. That is nice.
Well, this is what they are supposed to look like. We took a look at my broken shoe buckle earlier, which was basically broken in half and missing the chape and the fork. But the one Chris just found is absolutely incredible. Not only is it totally intact, but it has a beautiful design around the outside, and unbelievably, the chape and the fork both still move. Very oftentimes, the chape and the fork are made out of iron and they'll rust away and just totally be missing. Or sometimes the pin that they rest on is made out of iron, that rusts away and they are lost. But it seems like the one that Chris just found is all brass, totally intact, and still pivots. Can't believe it. First shoe buckle, Chris? A day of firsts. And what a first. Not even a fragment like the one I found. A totally complete, beautiful, still moving. You could probably still put it back to work. Put it on your shoes. You'll have to find another one though, so that you're not lopsided. Absolutely incredible. Congratulations again, Chris.
All right, we have a pretty solid 73, 71. Here, it's an old musket ball. Chewed on musket ball. So this happens, you know, we'd love to say that it came from a soldier, right? Bite the bullet. This white coating that forms on the outside of lead is sweet. Hear about the kids eating paint chips. It's because they tasted like watermelon candy. So animals chew on these, farm animals. You know, if these folks had pigs or something, or deer, or somebody, you never know. Maybe some dentists out there can tell me if those are human teeth impressions or animal teeth impressions.
Your tongs, dude.
Tongs?
I had to get tuning fork. It's a different.
What in the world?
Well, when Chris first showed this iron tool to me, I think I had the same thought that he did, and maybe you did too, is that it looks like half of a pair of modern pliers. But as I took a closer look, there doesn't seem to be anything missing. It's the complete tool. Nothing hinged, it's not pliers. And this back part, which seems like it's more than likely the handle, seems to be broken. So the question is, what the heck is it? I have no idea. I have some guesses. It seems like it's a prying tool of some kind. You would hang onto the handle, of course, and then stick it under something and pry it up. Maybe it's for opening a stove. Maybe somebody out there recognizes this tool from, very clearly, the 1700s. Most times these types of hand tools don't really change much over the years unless it's a tool for a profession that really doesn't exist anymore. But maybe somebody out there recognizes this very peculiar iron tool. it pays to dig up these iron things every once in a while. We were joking all day about finding cannonballs and muskets and swords and things, but something like this, obviously a bit more realistic to find, but is also, for me, very, very interesting. Maybe there's somebody out there who recognizes this mysterious iron tool. Let me know.
All right, we've got 74. There it is. It's a button. It's actually not a button. It seems to be, well, maybe it was, but there's no shank. It kind of has this rolled lip around the outside on the back. So I don't know, maybe if it was something for upholstery or just a different style of button with the back. Maybe it was iron and then rusted away. That's cool. Low target. Well, Chris is making up for lost time here. Hasn't been metal detecting in like 3 years. Is it a Vermont? That's what you're saying you wanted, right?
I don't know. You're gonna have to clean it up for me.
It's a Vermont.
Huh?
It's a Vermont.
Are you kidding?
So Chris and I were hiking in today, and Chris mentioned he would love to find Vermont copper himself. In fact, he's wearing the shirt depicting the Vermont landscape from the Vermontensium, and that is exactly the copper you just found.
That is right.
I don't believe it. I honestly couldn't make this up, even if I tried. I jokingly say, oh, is it a Vermont copper? As he's pulling it out of the ground. And it was. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So this is my favorite coin by far. It shows the Vermont mountains with the sun peeking over the top. And on the left side it says Vermontensium with a plow down below. And we can actually read the date on this incredible coin, 1786. On the back we have the starburst with the eye in the center, and this might be better than any other Vermont coin I think I've ever found. Chris is absolutely killing it today. Woo! First ever Spanish silver, first ever shoe buckle, first ever Vermont copper, and they are all the best you could ask for. Intact shoe buckle, 1776 half real, and the Vermontensium Vermont copper.
Unreal day today.
Unreal day. All right, folks, well, we are calling it a day. And honestly, we didn't really get going until about noon. It's 4 o'clock. And so in just those 4 short hours, Chris really cleaned up. Absolutely incredible shoe buckle, half real, 1776, and my holy grail coin, which I have been lucky enough to find a few, but yours is beautiful. Thanks for watching today's video. If you happen to enjoy it so much you'd like to see a slightly longer version with a whole lot of outtakes, which indicates that it was minted in dinosaur bird confused me. Did you hear that? More site context and even more finds, consider becoming a Green Mountain member. All the information for that will be down below the video in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you next week for another new adventure, maybe with Chris, up here in the mountains of Vermont.